Hey everyone, this is Illuminati Games, and I'm with the Discord bot maker game dev group. And today we're gonna pretty much discuss on creating a announcement embed uh, message. Now, embed message pretty much is exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to embed images or other uh, web resources or image sources into your message, and it can either be sent to a user that you mentioned, or it can be sent to the channel or to any other channel or server, depending on how you have the embed command or the announcement command in this case set up. So let's go ahead and create a new command, and we're going to name that command announcement, or just announce, just to keep it brief. And we're going to leave everything else as default, and we're going to create our first action, which is going to be a check parameters action, and we're going to select it. Now, in order what we're going to do for announcement, we're going to need two things for it: a title and the message itself that is going to be sent. So in that case, we're going to require two parameters. So we're going to select it as number parameters is less than 2. If true, we're going to continue the action, and we're going to send a message stating that the proper usage for this command. And if false, we're going to skip the next two actions, and that will pretty much start the process of the embed process of this command. So let's go ahead and create this action. And what we're going to do is create a message here, and we're going to put in incorrect command input, and we're going to put usage and the prefix, announce, title, and message. And we're going to create action. From there, we're going to create, and we're going to go down to other stuff, and select the end action sequence, create action. And the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to store three things here. But basically what we're going to do is start off with the first two, which is the title parameter and the message parameter. Then I'm going to show you towards the end something that we're going to add on extra to make it, spice it up a little bit. So let's go ahead and scroll down. If you do have the latest update, it's no longer in the embed messages. The only thing that's listed underneath there is for the embed footer. You could find all the embed stuff now underneath the message tab or messaging tab. And the first thing we're going to do is, actually we're jumping ahead here a little bit. What we're going to do is store the command parameters. So we're going to go to other stuff. And for our first parameter, we wanted just one parameter. Of course, you could specify multiple parameters if you want, to have multiple titles. Let's say multiple words in the title. Then of course you would select the limit for that title, and that'll be the number of the parameters. So what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, require two parameters, and actually the first parameter. And for that first parameter, we're going to just name it embed title and create action. And for the next one, we can just close the same action from there we can put in starting from parameter number 2, and we're going to select the source info to multiple parameters. So the multiple parameters will be that starting from the second parameter that the user enters, anything else that the user will type would be stored into the embed message for a temp variable that we're gonna pretty much store what the user enters in for the announcement. Okay, so the next thing to do is we're gonna go straight to the messaging now and create the embed stuff. And we're gonna go to create embed message. And up here, we're gonna go ahead and put the title and right click and select insert temp variable, embed title. And that's whatever the user selects or enters in as for the title itself. For the color, this would be the color that the embed message would be shown as. So for right now, we can just put it random. Most of the time, you can select use the word color or use a hex color and enter it in there. For right now, we're going to leave everything alone as far as the URL, image, thumbnail, and we're going to store this into announce embed and create action. And the next thing we're going to do is create. Actually, we can just clone there and just change it. Clone action. Create. And we're going to change that to messaging. And we're going to put set embed description. And in the variable name, we're going to select the announce embed because that's where we want to put the description, or pretty much, or set this embed description into the announce embed that we're creating, or we created in the action number 6. So from there, in the description, we can just go ahead and right click, insert the temp variable embed message, and that will be starting from parameter number 2. Anything that the user types in after that will be stored into this set embed description action. So once that is done, we can create the final step that we need here in order to get this command functioning. We're going to scroll down back to messaging, and we're going to select the send embed message. From there, we're going to, of course, leave it a temp variable, and we're going to select the announce embed. You can always tell here embed message, and that's what we're sending. Send embed message, announce embed, embed message. Create action, and pretty much that should pretty much take care of it. This is pretty much just a basic, simple embed message, and as I said, we are going to work on this a little bit, spice it up, make it look a little more like an embed message, but for right now, this is actually functioning. So let's go ahead and give it a test run, just to make sure that the main principal action sequences of this command is functioning correctly. So let's go to Discord. And as you can see, I already pre-wrote the announcement that we're going to use. But for right now, let's go ahead and type in the announce. But we're not going to enter in any parameters. And so just to make sure that we get the usage command, letting them know that this command requires a few parameters, which in this case for this command will be a title, which would be parameter number 1, and a message, which would be the parameter number 2. And here we're going to put a no announce. Press enter. Okay, so we did get the incorrect command input. Usage is prefix Of course, the prefix is whatever you set underneath your settings for your bot. The announce, title, and the message, which is the two parameters that we need to get this announce command to work. So now that we know that that's actually working, let's go ahead and see if it'll skip those actions number 2 and action number 3 and jump to number 4 when we enter in the correct parameter. But one thing I do want to make sure is go ahead and just enter in one parameter instead of the required. Let's say in this case the title, and we won't put in a message. Now, if I send this, we should get the same incorrect command input message. So we know that, okay, it's not going to run if the user enters in one command parameter. And let's go ahead and test this sucker out. We're going to put announce, and we're going to give it a title. Big bad wolf, and we're gonna give it a message. This is a first run of the announce command embed message. So this pretty much, as you can see, it gave us and sent the embed in a green color. As we continue to run this command, it will always randomly select a color. And as you can see here, we have the title, the big bad wolf, which is what we put in as the first parameter. And then underneath that, we have the embed message, which is what we put into the set embed description action. And that's listed here. So as you can see, this is just a very, I mean, it's a workable embed message, but it's very ugly. It doesn't display pretty well, but it is workable. So let's go ahead and go back to Discord bot maker and see if we could kind of spice this up a bit. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just, enter in 2 more actions, and one of them is going to be a store the avatar for the user who's entering in the command, as well as set up some image links for the embed message itself. So basically, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go to action 5. We can just clone action and go up here, and we can go to member control. Member control, and we're going to go to store member info. We're going to select the command author, which is the person that's entering the command, and we're going to go down and select the member avatar URL, and we're going to store that into a temp variable named avatar. Okay, so now that that's pretty much in there, we can create another right underneath the set embed description. Let's create a footer, and we go to embed message, set embed footer, and underneath the footer, let's go ahead and we're gonna put the embed. We're gonna attach that to the announce embed message, and from there we're gonna insert temp variable. We're gonna put the avatar image that we stored in action number 6 just now. Actually, let's move that to here, to the icon URL, because that's what the avatar is for. And from here, for the footer, let's put in this embed message was created by yours truly. And we can put in mention member. actually the command offer, which is the person entering the command. Now I'm going to show you something interesting when it comes. Normally you can't just use simple member and server variables within a embed message, and I'll show you why, but that can be easily correctable, and I'll show you as well how to set that to display correctly. Okay, so we basically got what we need. We added the avatar for the member URL, and we created a footer with a footer message, and pretty much is for footer, and the temporary will be placed underneath the footer icon URL, which is what's storing that for the member who's entering the command. So now that that's done, we can go to the create embed message, and we have the title, which is that's already set. The URL we can pretty much leave for blank, or actually here, let's just go ahead. And by the way, this is our group here at on Steam. So it's a Discord Bot Maker Games development group, and feel free to join our group here. So you can see it has the paste bin raw data for everything that we have made videos for. So let's just go back here. We're gonna quickly it's always easier if I just go from here, and we're gonna copy paste URL, go to Discord Bot Maker, and we're gonna put that there. For the offer, we're gonna go ahead and mention insert command offer random. That's already all been set. Now for the offer icon, let's go ahead and put the same avatar for the member. We can go ahead and put it there as well. And for the image URL, let's go ahead and just get a few images real quick here. And copy, go to Discord Bot Maker, and we're going to put that there. And right click, copy link address. And we're going to scroll down to here. And actually what I want to do is put that link, switch these links up. And let's move that there. And let's go ahead and click on edit action. So let's skip close out of that now that we have some images. And what we'll do is just make sure that everything is connected. Well, we do know that everything works already, so we're just kind of spicing it up here a bit. And let's go ahead and save and run. We'll give it a few moments here while it boots up. Well, pretty much starts up or boots up, whatever way you want to call it. And let's go ahead and put our pre-made embed message here. And just give it a run. And there we go. So as you can see, we definitely have some artwork now for the embed message itself. Looks like it's taking some time here to load this art or this image. Now what we can do, just I'll double check that link here, but as you can see it has the URL that we pasted in here, which would take you to our Steam group that is underneath the title. As you can see here, this is the variable that we put in where it's just the member server variable, and down here is the same exact thing. Now, to quickly fix that, let's go back. First, let's make sure that we have the correct thing for that. And we'll go here. Okay. So now that that's fixed here. Now if you notice the offer, which is where we got the numbers here, or the member's ID number, that's the actual Discord member ID number. That'll never change until the only way it will is if you create a new Discord username and email account, etc. But let's go ahead and fix that. We'll go here, and inside here we can actually just put display, type in the Java and the display name, and click on edit action, and let's go back to the footer because it's also in the footer, and we're going to go to the member variable. We're going to put dot display, capital N for name, click edit action, and let's go ahead and make sure that that is working correctly. And give it another try. So there you go. Real simple, quick way to create embed messages, how to correct the member ID number from being displayed in a embed message. So now as you can see, that has been corrected between the two, from the member ID number displaying to the actual display name being displayed here at the footer, as well as in the title. And of course, this is the thumbnail preview, and this is the let's go here, take a look real quick. This is the image URL. So that's basically it. Click the like button. Feel free to join us on Steam underneath the group Discord Bot Maker Game Dev group, and as well as join us here on Discord and get access to tutorials, guides, online videos, and raw data files that you can use in your projects. So once again, this is Illuminati. Thanks, and have a good night.